Welcome back to Snow Dogs Cooking, where if I can cook it, so can you, because I always say I suck at cooking, but I don't know, you like what I make, right?
I say I think you pick easy recipes.
Yeah. I've learned a lot over the years.
A lot of times the basic recipes are the best anyway, so.
Jamie has requested taco soup. So, we are going to make taco soup. I also want to show you, this is the actual Take 5 Deli soup recipe book. It's mine. I own it. If you notice, it scratched out. It did say breakfast at one point in time. That was also in here, but that was a totally different thing. This is the taco soup we make for the deli. So those of you that have been asking, watch those words. Those of you that have been asking for Take 5 Deli recipes, this technically is one. Oh my goodness. So I have everything you're going to need here. Now, I am making this in the Instant Pot, but you don't have to have an Instant Pot. You can just use a big pot on the stove to make it. I just use the Instant Pot on the soup recipe, on the soup setting, and it works out great.
It looks like a lot of ingredients.
This is literally almost a dump and go recipe.
I just say this is it, yeah.
That's it. That's everything you need.
Pretty basic.
That's everything you need. So before we even go through it, I'm gonna go over the ingredients real quick for you guys. So you're gonna need about 2 to 2.5 pounds of your ground beef. You're going to need 15 ounces of tomato sauce. You can use a can. We have homemade. That's why it's in the bag here. We will also be adding a can of diced tomatoes with hatch chilies in it. You can just use diced tomatoes if you don't want the extra spice. A can of pinto beans, a can of light red kidney beans, or, 2 of those and 2 of those. Doesn't matter, whatever your heart desires. 1 cup of your hot sauce of choice. We make homemade. Maybe one day I'll show you guys how to make that as well. But just 1 cup of hot sauce salsa of your choice. 2 cups of beef broth. A 15-ounce can of corn drained. Now, we're using our freeze-dried corn. That's why ours looks like that. You're going to want about a cup of chopped up jalapenos. You can use tamed, you can use hot, whatever spice level you like. You are also going to need salt, pepper, taco seasoning, some basil, some oregano, some garlic powder, and a half a packet of ranch seasoning. And that's
pretty much it.
Pretty much it. Yeah, it's really simple. I mean, we're going to need stuff for topping, but...
Well, what, cheese and crackers?
Well, yeah, cheese, cilantro, lime, all that good stuff.
Lime,
tortilla chips.
Chopped onions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So first, we're going to go ahead and put this right in the Instant Pot on saute and cook that up with some seasoning. Put it in there.
Oh, I almost missed.
Nice shot. And then I usually just season the burger with salt and pepper because there's a lot of seasoning in the soup and it will absorb a lot of that as well. And I don't use a lot of salt because I am not a huge fan of salt. So we're going to saute this until it's done. I lied. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic to the hamburger as well. Just a little bit. If Jamie wasn't here, I'd add all the rest of that.
That would be a lot.
I like garlic.
I mean, I do too, but your garlic is quite strong.
It's delicious. Delicious. You know, if you want strong garlic,
I would say, yeah, that's just as strong.
Have some fried garlic. Mmm.
And this is a dill garlic.
Dill pickle fried garlic.
Fried,
totally getting off topic, but do it. So crazy.
It's weird.
Delicious.
It's less garlicky than your garlic.
Yeah, okay. All right, we're going to saute this up. Look at that. First best kitchen helper is here. We're second best kitchen helper ever. Second best kitchen helper.
She ran out.
Where did you go?
Watch movies with me.
Are you hiding out here with oh my goodness. There's second best kitchen helper. Look at third best kitchen helper over there. You're such a great helper. Okay, our hamburger's done. Now, sometimes when I cook this in a pan, I'll do the paper towel trick. But because I'm doing this in the Instant Pot, we're going to go ahead and drain all that grease out of there. You don't want any of that in there, so drain your meat. Of course, I set some aside for the dogs. So while we are letting our hamburger drain, Memphis is like, no way. We'll give him a burger. You sit to Memphis first. But can we summon the Kira? That's the real question.
We'll get the snacks in here.
Eleanor next. Kira. She's going to expect us to bring this to her. Kira. Oh. She's going to come right through that. Look at her. She's like,
we got nothing on in here. You're good.
You're okay. Come here.
Want to try some?
I got some for you.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing on. I even shut the Instant Pot off.
Memphis is like, I got freebies.
They're good? They're good? Okay, you can go back to doing your thing now. All right, while the hamburger is continuing to drain, we are gonna go ahead and add everything else. So it's 2 cups of beef broth. Put that right in there. Next is 1 cup of salsa of your choice. If you guys wanna know what's in ours, it's like tomatoes, pepperoni peppers, mild peppers, jalapenos, and cayenne.
You can almost see all that.
You can almost see all that. And I don't like chunky salsa, that's why it looks like that. Next, the entire can of Rotel. And no, we do not drain this. This one does have the hatch chilies, not the green chilies, and the fire roasted tomatoes. You can do it with the green chilies. You can do just diced tomatoes. It's just, I like that flavor. I love the hatch chili flavor, so that goes in. Okay, we're also doing both cans of beans, and I don't drain these either. Everything goes in. You can drain them. It will make your soup a little bit thicker, but this is always how I like doing it.
Yeah,
so
taco soup is not supposed to be like a chili.
right.
It's a soup.
Yeah, it's a soup. So the light red kidney beans, and then 1 of the pinto beans.
Or if you don't like pintos, you could do both kidneys. If you don't like kidneys,
you could do
both
black
pintos,
beans. I've made them with black beans.
Yeah, you're kind of your choice
Yeah.
there, but about 2 cans of beans.
Cooking with your heart.
I mean,
Whatever your heart desires, throw it in there. Oh, that's another thing I was going to say. I don't saute onions in mine. You 100% can. When you're making your hamburger, you can saute 1 small onion or a large onion. I just don't like that flavor in my taco soup. I would rather put onions on it at the end and not in it. So that's another thing you can do. I forgot to say that earlier. Next, the corn.
So this is kind of essentially a can.
Yeah, it's essentially a can of corn. And I didn't rehydrate our corn because it soaks up the juice in the soup.
Right. So this will actually, because it's freeze dried, it'll take some of the moisture out, so it'll actually
Yes.
thicken our soup a little bit.
Yeah.
We might need to add a
I
little
do.
bit of water in afterwards.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see.
Yeah, I'll add a little bit afterwards, but
But this freeze dried corn is amazing. It tastes
it's so good.
perfectly fresh, and once it's in the soup, it's
I know.
so weird though.
It floats because it hasn't soaked everything up.
So weird.
And then the jalapenos.
I would even top mine with this after.
Oh yeah,
afterwards.
it makes it so good. And again, if you don't like hot, don't add them.
In the tamed.
The tamed ones, if you don't like
so
hot
those are just
jalapenos,
straight up jalapeno.
yep, the tamed ones are probably the best if you're not a big spice person. Okay, so now we're gonna add our seasoning. So we're gonna need the half a packet of ranch seasoning.
This seems like it shouldn't be there, but it's
it-
almost
it-
essential.
It is.
I mean,
it is.
really
Trust the process,
the
people.
process.
Memphis is like, trust the process, you guys. It smells amazing in here. Just trust the process. Okay, so the ranch seasoning is in. Now, I
so-
usually do like a shake of that.
A half a
You
teaspoon?
put it
Half a
probably
teaspoon?
about a half a tisp.
So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
this garlic
That's
powder
garlic
is
powder.
very strong.
Yeah. Well,
I think
you
it's
think
strong.
it is.
So we'll
Probably
sprinkle,
about that
That's
much.
probably good.
And then
Basil.
basil. I usually do like 4 or 5 shakes, like good shakes.
Smell it first. Maybe make sure it's nice and fresh. Give it a little
Well, if we want fresh, we could pull it off the plant.
Could.
We do have a basil plant. Are you complaining?
Okay, so like
I
how much
do
you
like
think?
4 or 5 shakes, so I don't know.
How much you think? Pretty good.
Sure, like a tablespoon?
I'll crush it a little bit. Just
Okay.
make it active. Oh.
No, it'll activate in there, I think. You're fancier than I am.
Ooh, what do I got here?
Oregano. Oregano.
That kind of smells like spaghetti.
Same thing, same amount. Like,
Same amount?
yeah,
So,
about half a tablespoon to a
okay, I'm just
tablespoon.
gonna- there's
That's
one
all I
little
do,
shake,
yeah.
There's 2 shakes, there's 3 shakes.
Yeah.
Okay, we got some.
Pretty much what I do. And then taco seasoning. And my taco seasoning does not have any salt added.
Okay.
You can buy it without salt added. Mine doesn't have salt added. I do like 3 shakes of that, literally. Just shake, shake, shake. And that's about it.
Okay.
And then if it needs more, after it's done, you can always add more. It's always better to add a little bit less in the beginning than it is to add too much.
Don't forget.
Don't forget, we gotta put the hamburger back in there.
Are you
All right.
ready?
Yep.
I think it is done draining. So here
Yeah.
we go.
Hamburger back in. And we're gonna stir all this together.
Oh, that smells great.
Trust the process. So we didn't show violent complaints with the management, ma'am. So we didn't show it, but like we were saying, because we're using the freeze-dried corn, we needed to add a little bit more liquid to ours. So we're doing another cup of broth. Basically, when you put it all in here, if it seems really dry and not soupy enough, go ahead and add another cup of broth. Again, this isn't an exact science. This is just how we make stuff. Now we've got to simmer it all together. I'm gonna put the lid on this, And because I'm using the Instant Pot, I'm not cooking it on the stove. I'm actually going to put it back on saute for like 5 minutes. It's going to heat everything up. You could also put the Instant Pot lid on here and do the soup setting for like 10 minutes, and it will get this hot enough. Like, it doesn't take long in an Instant Pot. Or like I said, if you're cooking it on the stove, just simmer it for like 30 minutes. Let's go. Ready? Boom. It's not going to go for 30 minutes, but we're going to heat it up. Oh my goodness. It smells amazing. What do you think?
Smells spot on.
It does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, after I put it on saute for a few minutes, I just put it on slow cook and let it sit in there for like 30 minutes. It puts all of those amazing flavors in there together. And then you put it in a bowl and it looks like this.
It does look amazing.
Doesn't it? So I like cilantro. I put cilantro in mine and I top mine with a little bit of cheese, and then I'll crush some of these up and put them on top of there as well. I just didn't want them to be all soggy for the thing. I guess you could show them how you make yours, because you do yours a little bit different than I do mine.
A little different, yeah.
You can top this with pretty much anything you want, but highly, highly suggest cheese.
Yep, definitely
And
gotta
chips.
have just a little bit of cheese if you can handle it.
So you put a little cheese in there. Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
Oh, I didn't pay the taxes.
You gotta pay the tax.
I'll
You
have
gotta
to
pay the tax. Wait,
have to
where's
pay
best
for
kitchen
one.
helper ever? Eleanor's like, oh my, I almost called her Memphis. What, there's nobody else in here. Nobody else gets cheese, I guess. Okay. So, Jamie likes green onions on his.
I like the denser ones.
Yeah, because I don't put any onion in it.
Right.
So I cut the green onions where I cut the tops up here, and then it's got the white parts down there. So Jamie puts a little bit of that in there. Do you put cilantro in yours? I never remember.
I usually don't. I mean, you can.
I have my cilantro all chopped up here.
Probably, yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
Do you want any extra jalapenos?
I'm gonna taste it and see.
Good plan.
I think good.
Good plan. All right. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. Time for dinner.
How do you know it? Oh, okay. So
Yeah. Because the clock's going off.
I'm like, but it like bonked twice.
Oh, yeah, true. Oh, I guess you could just taste it right here. We don't even have to sit down. You can just give them your final review right here.
It's probably hot.
It probably is hot. Don't burn yourself.
We did just take it out.
We did. And don't worry, I will pay the cheese tax to the other dogs that you forgot to pay. It's hot. It's... Woohoo! There's the face.
Took a second. It was really hot. Okay, we're gonna have to let that cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll give it another.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make you burn your mouth.
Should have tried yours while because it was.
Oh yeah, you should have. Yeah. Oh, you know there's cheese tax to be paid. Don't worry. Look at this one, sound asleep. Oh, you aren't sleeping. Look, cheese tax. There we go. Cheese tax. Look, he's not even gonna get up. She's like, oh, maybe I should get up. All right, come here. Cheese tax for you. Eleanor, don't tell him you already got paid the cheese tax. Dogs get the cheese tax. You really didn't get up? You're the best, Memphis. You're the best. So that was perfect. Like I said, this is a staple in our house. I make it all the time for game night. I use my big 8-quart Instant Pot and I double the recipe and I make it for everybody. Also, I want to let you guys know this soup freezes extremely well. So if you make a whole bunch and you have a whole bunch extra, it freezes really well. You can just throw it in the freezer, and then when you're having one of those days where you don't know what you want to make for dinner, you just pull this out and you make it, and it's perfect. And as I was saying, if you don't like spicy, don't put salsa in it, don't put the jalapenos in it. Just put another can of diced tomatoes in it instead. You can pretty much modify this any way you want. One of the greatest things about cooking is you can change the recipe. Change it to fit your style. But if you do like a little bit of spice, you should definitely try it like this because it's amazing. All right, you guys, we hope you enjoyed today's video. Let us know down in the comments below what you'd like to see us make next. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Stay positive, dream big, and we will see you again soon. One of these days, I'm going to come up with a better outro for this about, eat your cookies because life is short. So eat whatever you want. I don't know. Or I could just keep it the same because it's the same across the other Snow Dogs videos. Anyway, goodbye, guys.